Hey, I've got a question for you today. Who can you trust? You ever feel like people are just trying to use you? They're after your money or your influence, or for whatever reason, you just wonder, who can I even trust anymore? Or worse yet, maybe people aren't just trying to use you, they're actually attacking you. That was the case for David, King David, here in Psalm chapter 62. He's running for his life from his own son, Absalom. Absalom's trying to take over the kingdom, and he has an entire army with him. Now, David had been a mighty warrior in his day. You maybe recall the story of David versus Goliath, which was just the beginning of a really storied military career for David as a leader. But at this point, he's an old man. He's kind of done fighting battles, and he's still running for his life, even though he's been living in a palace the last few decades. Verse 3 and 4 really kind of capture how difficult life can be when people are after us. Listen to this. So many enemies against one man, all of them trying to kill me. To them, I'm just a broken down wall or a tottering fence. So not only is David grieving that all these people are after him, these are people who used to work in his courts, people who were in his military, who've now defected and gone to his son's military. But they're also joking about how old he is, how weak he is, how frail he is. He doesn't have what he used to have. He can't physically, doesn't have the perseverance and the strength to fight battles like he did when he was a young man. Verse 4, they plan to topple me from my high position. They delight in telling lies about me. They praise me to my face, but curse me in their hearts. David's now running for his life, and he looks back and realizes, wow, that attendant in the court, that general in the military, that ruler who I gave so much money and power to, they were all smiling to me and telling me how great I was while they were secretly plotting my downfall. Man, feelings of betrayal, feelings of abandonment, I think we can all relate to those emotions, even if we've never been a king running for our lives from a military coup. I want to encourage you today to really allow God into the parts of your heart that are wounded from people who've betrayed you, people who've abandoned you, people who've smiled to your face and you've paid them money and you've helped them out in life, and then they've thanked you by stabbing you in the back or betraying you. This, by the way, is part of the human experience. What you feel is deeply personal, and I would never say I know how you feel, but what has happened to you, most likely these things happen to all of us. We do get betrayed. It is one of the deepest pains of life to be betrayed. And if we don't take it to God, it can lead to incredible resentment. Some of you, you're really like the tough guy. John Wayne was the old stereotype, the tough guy. And guess what? If you don't deal with that stuff, it'll catch up to you. How can you deal with it? Well, David's a great example. We're in the middle of a psalm where he's saying, God, you're my refuge. You're my fortress. You're my salvation. And so within it, he's saying, God, here's all the people who've let me down. And I would just encourage you today, I'm not asking you to dredge up the past. We don't want to be pessimists or live in the negative. But if you've got some people who've betrayed you or people who've abandoned you, and it's not really resolved, it just keeps resurfacing, I would encourage you, spend a little time today and take that to God. In fact, maybe you open your Bible to Psalm chapter 62. If you look at this psalm, there are 12 verses. 2 of them are about these people who betrayed David. So that's 1/6. That's a little under 20%, probably about 15 to 20%, somewhere in that range. So as you think of, as you pray to God, let less than 1/5 of it be, here's what these people did to me. And then the other 4/5, a little more than 80%, should be, but God, you're faithful. God, you're never going to abandon me. You're never going to betray me. You're never going to use me and then, discard me. All these ways these people let me down, you won't let me down. And so in this way, you can take the wounds that are in your life and you can actually bring good out of them. And that's how you're going to start to get some healing, so that you don't become bitter, resentful, closed off to other people in your life? Okay, we went deep today. I'll see you tomorrow for more Daily Hope.